Well, I think we're live. This is still very strange because the stream that I'm watching on one screen. I said this last time I was here. The stream that I'm watching live is actually behind what I'm actually saying as I'm actually streaming. I'm streaming through two different pieces of software. You see, so we have got. We did have two apparently concurrent viewers. We now have zero concurrent viewers. I hope that maybe I should sit up a little bit more. I think because my chin's going off the bottom of the screen there. Yeah, well, we're currently live, and whether anybody turns up now as we're deep in the depths of the lockdown at the moment. So let's wait and see if anybody turns up. Let's see if I can change any settings on this chat live stream settings. Okay, well, everything seems to be normal. Oh, we're back to two viewers. So, hello, Zarps in South Africa. Welcome along to you. First one to say hello this evening. I'm on the new streaming software at the moment, so it's all a bit. Sorry, I'm just wiping dust off the top of the camera here. It's all a bit new to me. Zaps, tell me, is there a bit of a delay in what you're hearing, or is it just a delay on my screen? Well, we've got three viewers now, so welcome along to the threes. Dermot, hello Dermot, how are you, sir? We'll wait until a few more people get in, and then we'll start having a natter about what's going on around the world. Oh, 3 down to 2. Goodness, it must be good this week. Understandable, I think, with different parts of the world being in different situations and different health issues. Delay of about 5 seconds. Okay, well, I think we can manage with that. I think it was a little bit longer the delay last week, but yeah, please keep an eye on the stream. If anything seems odd, then let me know. Like I say, I'm running two pieces of software at the moment. Well, I'm running the YouTube website itself, so I can see your chat. Tracy, hello Tracy. I'm doing very well. I hope you're well. I hope everybody's well actually at this moment in time. Yeah, I'm running the. I'm going to not look at this screen and try and not pay any attention to this little YouTube screen that's a wee bit delayed. So bear with me. Well, we've got 3 viewers. Is it going to be a quiet night tonight? Let me turn that way. It might be a bit easier for me to ignore this screen at the side of me anyway. So. Oh, 4 viewers now. We're going up. We're going up slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. In fact, what I will do is I'll get my headphones out of the way. Shove those up there. Oh, boom, boom, boom. And yeah, we'll see who else pops along. Zarps, yes, we do have a lockdown. It's not it's not a complete lockdown like in some places where you're simply not allowed outdoors. We're allowed out once a day for exercise or to do any shopping that we need to do, get any medicines that we might need to get from the pharmacy. But other than that, yes, we're being told to stay at home unless, of course, you're essential to the workforce. Dermot, things ramping up in UK now. Hard times ahead, I think. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dermot. I think things are going to get a lot more difficult from now on. For at the very least, probably about 3 months. Did I feel the heat today? Tracy, I did get out to clean the seats in my car today, this afternoon, just in the car park just outside the flat here, and yeah, it was lovely and mild actually, quite surprising. So yeah, I was out. I was only out in it for half an hour or so, but yeah, I felt the heat. Yes, it was very nice. It's been almost 2 weeks for us here in sunny South Africa. No digging, unfortunately. Very hectic. Yeah, it's the same here, Zarps. Not allowed to metal detect because it's not essential, basically. Oh, Dermot, it was cold in Ayrshire. Oh. Yeah, no, it was very mild up here actually in Helensburgh. So yeah, I couldn't complain about that. But yeah, yeah, no, we're like I say, Zarps here in the UK, we're only allowed to go out for essential things and some daily exercise we're allowed outside for as well. So relentless. Good evening in Wales. Yeah, it seems to be proving really tough for some people. Just we're literally we're in day 12 of our sort of official lockdown, as it were. It's 12 days since Boris Johnson told everyone that they needed to stay indoors and only have essential travel if it's absolutely essential. So. And in that time, some people are choosing not to listen. Some people are complete idiots. They're jumping in the car and they're driving off up the hills and into the wilderness to go for an exercise when you're not supposed to do that. Putting the dog in the car and taking the dog for a drive to take the dog for a walk, thinking that that's reasonable exercise. Well, it's not. It's walk out of your front door and go for a walk with your dog. But some people just won't listen, and I think because of that, it's only going to get worse, unfortunately, for those selfish, ignorant people. But there you go. Yeah, you're right, Dermot. Not everyone is doing it. Yeah, and they should be. Unfortunately, some people just refuse to be told, or refuse to do what they're told, or to do what's being asked of them. Tracy. Yes, Tracy, I have seen The Detectorist. Very, very funny program. Very touching program as well, actually. I think it's quite heartfelt, and yeah, but very, very funny in places. It is a comedy after all, but yeah, lovely program. Oh, 9 viewers. Look at us now. Then there's Sprays. Hey up, how are you? Lock us down. Hayden By got home from offshore 2 weeks ago. Back to rig tomorrow to spend another 2 weeks isolation. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Young Kyle, hello, young Kyle. Yeah, Hayden, my brother-in-law. He works offshore in oil exploration. He's just managed to get back. Last week it was from America. But he kind of was stuck there for a short while until he could get a flight back to the UK. Tracy, not naming anyone, but there is a metal detectorist on YouTube that claims he's had the virus and is going to go out detecting. Yeah, like I say, I've had people saying to me in comments on some of my videos that it's quite obvious that some YouTubers are still going out and ignoring the advice that they're being given, which is advice which is to protect us all, including the vulnerable in our societies, and and yeah, they refuse to accept that, or they believe that they're immune to it for whatever reason, and the simple fact is that nobody is immune to it. They just aren't. And it's people like that are going to kill members of their own families, because they're going to bring the virus back home, or they're going to transport the virus to places where they shouldn't be going in the first place. But again, unfortunately, you can't tell people. And yes, I've seen people claim on videos that they won't get the virus, and off they go, pulling off in the car to metal detect or to bottle dig or anything like that. And yeah, it's the way it is, Tracy. So like I say, I mean, you can attempt to say things to some people. Some people will just delete your comments or they'll hide your comments, because they know they're wrong. It's as simple as that. But there you go. Bear with me. Somebody's just walking into the room here.
A bit of honeycomb.
Did it actually work?
Yeah. This is just what was on the spatula though.
My daughter's made some honeycomb apparently. Oh, it's rock hard.
Yeah, that's not all bubbly, like, so like I put it to a tray.
Once it's dried, I'll have some, thanks.
That's good.
Yeah. Sorry about that, boys and girls. So where were we? Yeah, yeah. What can you do except I don't know. Maybe stop watching their channel. You know, don't grace them with a view. It's as simple as that. Young Kyle, yes, not too bad, Kyle. Pam's doing very well at the moment as well. More news that we just got recently. I'll tell you about that shortly. But yeah, Tracy, it's ridiculous to claim that you're immune and you won't come into contact with anyone, especially when the virus lives on surfaces for certain lengths of time. And if you're going out and touching certain surfaces, then obviously you're either transferring or picking up and transferring it and bringing it home. So yeah. Hayden driving to Norwich in the morning from Aberdeen, nightmare. That's a long way to go, is that, Hayden? Crikey. I would have maybe thought about catching a flight if you could get a flight down there. Dermot, advice given from a woman that thinks she's above the law. Yeah, well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? For anybody that doesn't know, here in Scotland we have a lady. I can't. Dermot, you'd have to remind me of her name. I can't remember her name. Anyway, she's like chief medical officer, and senior health advisor. Yeah, she basically has been running adverts on TV where she's telling us all to stay indoors, and then she was caught by the media travelling 44 miles to her second home. Yeah, which kind of which I think has probably destroyed her career now. But yeah, she did own up to it. She has been spoken to by the police, by all accounts. But she did own up to it, and she realises that what she's done is wrong. But yeah, you know, again, it is what it is. It seems to be that certain people, again, I'm not saying, but certain people seem to believe that they're immune and that they can travel wherever they want. Prince Charles being the other one, he had COVID-19 and he travelled from London up to Scotland to his second home. I doubt the police spoke to him, but there you go. What have we got here now? Sand Scratcher Bry. Hello, Sand Scratcher Bry. In sunny Scarbados. I can imagine it is deserted as well. There'll not be much to find, even if you could go out metal detecting. Tracy, if I owned land, I wouldn't let anyone on with all this going on. I spoke to my farmer just before the official lockdown, and like I say, this was just before the official lockdown, and I said, look, I said, if you don't want me on the farm, I fully understand that. You know, I understand that you've a farm and your family up there, and I don't want to risk damaging their health. And then the lockdown came in, and I just that was it. I mean, I'm not an idiot. You know, I'm not going to go out there. I go for my little walk, as you've seen. I've done. I did a video there, a beachcombing video, while I was out on my daily exercise. I don't go out every day. It's as simple as that. Yeah, like I say, it is what it is. We can only do what we can do, really. Anna Rivera, yeah, sadly, yeah, everywhere people don't respect the law. It's not really about respecting the law. It's about respecting everybody else that's around you as well, I think. And I think that's what needs to be made clear. Some people just don't care about other people. It's as simple as that. Anne Rivera, I'm in New Jersey working for FedEx and have to go out at night to work. 2 of my co-workers died because it's absolutely dreadful, Anna. Everybody feels for anybody that's in that position where they're exposed more than any of the others of us are exposed to it, and they suffer and because of it, and they die because of it. But again, it doesn't help that there are people out there flouting the information that they're being given because they simply choose not to believe it, or they think that they're better than anybody else. Young Kyle, I'm going to make use of this lockdown and clean bottles, cut and sand broken ones, and do the impossible task of sorting out my collection. Hey, it's got to be done at some point, Kyle. You get stuck in there, young man. Just watch your hands with that with glass cutting. Metal detecting in Alaska. There you go. Hello, how are you? I tell you what, Dermot. Is it not Catherine Calderwood? I think her name is, isn't it? Dr. Catherine Calderwood, I think it is. Metal detecting in Alaska. Zarps, I've been so desperate to go out, I've ruined my backyard already. I don't even have a backyard, Zarps, to go in. Yeah, sorry, Metal Detecting Alaska says I didn't realise how dusty they can get the bottles. Yeah, I tend to have a regular session cleaning all my fines and all my bottles a couple of times a month. My wife forces me to clean them, so yeah, mine are not too bad. Tracy Roberts says, "Where's this embankment dump on the Clyde?" I'll tell you, Tracy. There's a dump, or the remains of a dump. It's just down from Bowling Harbour, and that's common news. I mean, every man and his dog knows what's there. So, but yeah. Metal detecting Alaska. I'm on my 5th week of being home. Talk about cabin fever. Plus, it keeps on snowing here. Crikey, still snowing there in Alaska. Wow. Well, it is Alaska, I suppose. I don't think it does much else but snow, does it? Yeah. So anyway, in other news, we got a letter delivered to us on Friday. It was. So this Friday just gone. And the letter basically is addressed to my wife Pam. So as a lot of you know, she had lung cancer last year, and she has a couple of other things. Trace it. It's spelt Bowling, as in bowling, as in the sport bowling. Bowling Harbour, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we received a letter for Pam, and it's from the Scottish government. And basically, it says that the letter's dated funnily enough, it's dated the 1st of April. It's not an April Fool, unfortunately, but because she's in an at-risk category, she has to isolate now for 12 weeks. And again, this just puts into perspective for the people that are choosing to ignore what they're being told. is that my wife, because she has underlying health issues, now has to stay indoors, cannot go outside for any reason for 12 weeks. So it's pretty tough going, really. I mean, she doesn't get out a lot. When she does get out, she does enjoy a little tootles around on the mobility scooter. I'm going to have to keep that topped up and keep that working as well while she's not able to. But yeah, it puts it into perspective for you, and it's to save her life. And like I say, I'm not out every day, so I'm not risking in effect infecting my wife. I just can't take that risk. I still go for a walk. I'll still go for a walk every now and again down the beach. And as you saw from my last video, there's virtually nobody ever on the beach. And I walk all the way down there and I walk all the way back home again. Again, I'm using the social distancing rules, and everybody seems to be really good when I'm passing them, that everybody's keeping a reasonable distance. But anyway, the bonus to receiving I don't know whether you call it a bonus or not. Effectively she's locked indoors for 12 weeks now, but we also get we'll get a delivery of a food parcel as well here to our home, so that we don't have to go out, which will be in essence, it'll be interesting to see what's in the food parcel, and it'll certainly be a great help to us as well. Again, it will limit the amount of times that we actually have to go shopping and put myself and Pamela at risk just to get groceries. So that's a great thing, and that's provided free of service by the Scottish Government, which I really don't think you can argue with, to be perfectly honest with you. It's got to probably be one of the best responses and one of the best services available health-wise for people in Scotland, especially people that are at risk as well during this difficult time. We'll wait and see what turns up. I might show you guys in a video what turns up to help us along the way with the next 12 weeks. So where are we? This time last year it was in the 60s. Metal detecting Alaska. Oh, in the degrees Fahrenheit. Do you use Fahrenheit? No, Alaska. Do you use centigrade in Alaska or Fahrenheit? Well, it could have been 60 cent. No, well, could it be 60 centigrade? And no, it wouldn't be 60 centigrade. That would be crazy hot. Bottle digging with Kyle. Barnacles on the bottles, which I picked up a week or two ago, are driving me insane. The barnacles are off the bottle. It's the white stones-like stuff it leaves behind that won't budge. Kyle, you could try a little bit of wire wool, possibly. What I tended to do was soak my bottles in a bleach and water mix, and soak them in that for about 48 hours, and that does tend to loosen it up. And then sometimes you can scrape it off with the back of a knife blade, but I usually use like a wooden spatula type thing. That's what I used to use anyway when I was collecting bottles with the barnacles off the beach. Dermot, take the scooter run to the shops. Yeah, I took it for a beer run. All right, Hayden, you stay safe, mate. Yeah, good luck. Bottle digging with cows. So down there on a walk today, and there was hundreds of people down at the spit. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Kyle. It's a very popular area with dog walkers, and yeah, it's one of those things. It's only to be expected with the good weather. You've two choices really. I think in this situation is that if you go somewhere and you're expecting it to be quiet, it tends not to be, especially when the weather's good as well. I know if you go down to the other end of the beach at Cardross there, at Craigendoran, it tends to be really quiet down there pretty much most of the time. You might see the odd dog walker way out along the low tide line, but yeah, I seldom see anybody down at Craigendoran. Tracy, where's Megan? Yeah, indeed, where is Megan? Yeah, she's usually here, isn't she? She's usually on the ball. But yeah, it seems she's not here today at the moment anyway. Well, we're nearly halfway through anyway. We're about 25 minutes in now, so she might turn up yet. Occasionally, she has turned up sort of halfway through. So, oh, well, this is orange juice at the minute. I might go and get myself a wee John Smith's in a moment. So, oh, dearie me. Anyway, how's it going for everybody else out there, wherever you are in the world? How's everybody managing with their lockdown? Is anybody there? Yeah, I hope you're not thirsty for a John Smith's, young Kyle. You're a bit too young for that at the moment. 16, there you go, 60 Fahrenheit, 15.5 degrees centigrade. Oh, gosh, that must be t-shirt weather for you there in Alaska. Oh, and the bears are just coming out of hibernation as well. Oh, even more reason to stay indoors then. Tracy, I've got loads to do, but your work is suffering. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? But at the end of the day, Tracy, we can only do as much as we can do, really, I suppose. Um, I have got plans for a little thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to collect some driftwood, and I'm going to maybe try and create a little piece of art out of some driftwood, or some little pieces of artwork. But yeah, like I say, I have plans to do it. It's going to take a while because usually whenever I collect driftwood, I have to let it fully dry out first, so before I can do anything with it. So. Well, I'll tell you what. If you can talk amongst yourselves for 2 minutes, I'm gonna go get myself a John Smith's, and then I'm gonna come back to you. So hang tight. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Cheers, everyone, in my my Hard Rock Cafe glass. If you're old enough, have a drink. If you're not, then have a drink of juice. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, it's been an interesting week again. So, Dermot Forte, I work with driftwood and make things. Oh, do you now, Dermot? I'll tell you what, Dermot. Do me a favour, if you can. If you see my videos, you'll see my email address in there. I'm after ideas of stuff to make. I have got an idea for a little series of things that I'm going to make for one idea. But if you send me a couple of pictures of what you do, I won't copy exactly what you do. I'm just looking for ideas, inspiration for stuff. So, like I say, I've got one idea for something that I'm going to make, and it takes a very specific type of driftwood. I don't want to say any more than that, but yeah, I'll yeah, if you send me some images of what you make, just to give me an idea, that'd be great. Welcome back, young Kyle. I am back too. So hey, I've got a question for metal detecting in Alaska. When you're metal detecting in Alaska, do you carry a gun with you because of the bears? Is that standard practice for everybody in Alaska? If you're out sort of in the countryside, you carry a gun everywhere? Just see you all later when I've just asked him a question. He's off to shovel snow. Oh dear. Oh right, okay, Dermot. No worries, no worries. I didn't know if you had photographs. Like I say, it's just ideas. I'm looking for things because I can get tons of driftwood. So now, Dave. Hey up, Dave. How are you? Oh, hang on. My daughter's just brought me some. What is it?
Honeycomb.
Honeycomb that she's just made. Literally just made this tonight. So,
It doesn't look very aerated, but
It doesn't, does it?
But have a bite.
But it looks very. It's very thin, and it's aerated.
Aerated.
But I think it looks quite good. It looks like honeycomb.
It's-
We're bleaching out there now.
It's gone a bit flat, but
So, oh, it's crunchy without a chocolate.
yeah, I know. Tell him I'm taking pre-orders.
My light's all bleached out.
Oh no,
Huh?
you fucked it.
What? Go on. Change my light there. Ooh. Is that not bright enough now? Look, I've buggered my light up now. Look. Where was I? Sorry, I'm just enjoying this at the minute. I've guffed my light up on the camera. Look. Don't know what I've done. You can't see that now, can you? Can you see that? No. Oh, there we go. We're back to normal now. Anyway, look at that. Oh, it's lovely. Steve Diamond, hello. Excuse me. That's lovely. Oh, she can make more of that. Dermot, just as it dries out, I make clocks, mirrors, and use branches with painted stones on to look like small birds. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, like I say, Dermot, I've got an idea for something that I'm going to make, but I'm going to make a video out of what I do when I find I'll do the whole finding the wood and make create a hatty video to go with it. So yeah, it was very nice actually. She's my daughter. She tends to sort of experiment with food. Sometimes it works out terribly, but most of the time it works out really well. So that was really nice. Oh. Yeah, Dermot, like I say, I've access to loads and loads of driftwood and some interesting lava rocks as well, some basalt, volcanic basalt as well. So I can maybe incorporate that into the little designs that I'm going to do as well. So Fluffy Smudge Dave says, "So's not been on earlier. My son is bad with COVID." Oh, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey, all our love to your son. I hope he gets better very, very soon. Um, yeah, Dave, Fluffy Smudge, Day. I call you Dave. It's our little nickname. Um, I you can tell him I know just what pneumonia is like. I had pneumonia about 16, 17 years ago now, and it's the most awful experience. It really is a dreadful experience in itself. Is pneumonia. If he's on antibiotics now and it's just pneumonia, I would say he should be absolutely fine. I had to isolate when I had pneumonia. I had to isolate. I take my antibiotics and not go outside for 2 weeks. That was what I was told when I had pneumonia, and I stuck to it, and I recovered fully. But it was the most. It's actually quite a terrifying experience. Yeah, I won't go into it. I won't say any more than that. I'm sure you're worried enough. But no, best of luck to your son. It's not. It's no fun at all. Isn't pneumonia? Yeah, the lava rocks. Like I say, it's as I said in the last beachcombing video. Helensburgh sits on the Highland fault line on one end of it, and yeah, the beach is littered with volcanic basalt. They call it. It's like that. It's like a bluey aqua color stone, and it's full of bubbles. We've got some in. Well, I showed you it before. I've got some in the fish tank in the hall that my wife has a couple of goldfish in, and it looks really pretty in there. But yeah, hopefully I can incorporate into these little arty things that I'm going to be making with driftwood. So anyway, I've plenty of time indoors to perfect my little artwork. So. Where are we? Gosh, 40 minutes into it. We've got about another 20 minutes left. So if anybody wants to talk about anything or or ask me a question or talk amongst yourselves, then away you go. Like I say, anything that I do at the moment, video wise, is nothing is planned. It's all just sort of last minute. I usually make a decision whether I'm going out at all in a day when I wake up. So oh dear, the Prime Minister's in hospital. Oh dear. Oh, that's not a good sign, is it? Yeah, it's. I think when we come out of this quarantine, this lockdown, I think the world's going to be a completely different place. It has to be. Fluffy Smudge says I used to do crafts with things like driftwood. I will send you. Fantastic, Dave. That's great. like I say, I just really need ideas. Like I say, I've got one idea, and I don't want to say too much because, like I say, it'll make a nice video and it'll be something different for me to do. And I might even get Pam in on it as well. Give her something to do. But yeah, a few ideas would be perfect for me. Passcat, hello. Passcat. You'll have to. I can't really go back on everything that we've discussed, so you'll maybe have to check out the video once it's finished uploading to YouTube, and then you can look back and see what you might have missed. Yeah, like I was saying, the world is definitely going to be a different place, and for a lot of reasons. No, I'm not on Pinterest, Dave. Just send idea to my email address in the video descriptions, and thank you. Yeah, the world will be. I'm hoping it'll be a better place for all the changes that we're going through at the moment. I'd like to think that it will be a better place, that things will change. But again, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. I did again bonus news. I phoned my dad a couple of days on Friday. It was. I phoned my dad just to check how he was, and well, actually, it was Thursday. I phoned him. I phoned him on Thursday, and he picked up the phone and he sounded absolutely fabulous. He sounded in good health, and I'd actually, when I phoned him, I'd actually interrupted him. He'd managed to get out into his garden and do a bit of gardening and tidy his garden up a bit. And I asked him how he was doing for food, and he said he was doing okay. He said the only thing he couldn't get was tin tomatoes. He said everywhere had sold out of tin tomatoes, and he likes to have tin tomatoes with toast. And I said to him, I said, well, listen, if you want, I'll get some. I'll go down to the shops here. I'll get some, and I'll post it down to you. And he said, no, no. He says, don't go to that bother. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I said, well, listen, if you're sure, I says it's not a problem. I says I can get some tins of tomatoes and post them down to you. It'll only cost a couple of quid to post them, you know. He says, no, no. He says I'll be all right. He says I'll get some from somewhere. So anyway, that was on the Thursday. I'd spoken to him on Friday morning. He rang my daughter. He rang her. He's got her mobile phone number, and he says to her, he says he was apparently he was walking back from the supermarket, one of his little local supermarkets there, and he says do me a favour. He says tell your dad not to send me any tomatoes. He says I've got tomatoes now. So he'd managed to get some. He'd been out to the supermarket on the Friday morning and he got himself some tin tomatoes, but he wanted to make sure I didn't send him any. So bless him. He's a funny bugger, he really is. But yeah. So yeah, that was another little thing that put a smile on my face. It was just great to hear that he was in good health. Really, to be perfectly honest with you, I can usually tell he has a few health issues. My dad had bowel cancer a couple of years ago, and initially they didn't know. Well, he didn't know that he had bowel cancer. It was only caught right at the very end, when it was just about to cause him really. Well, it was about to affect his life in the worst way possible. It was finally caught, and he had an operation to remove his bowel, obviously, and so on and so forth. And now he has other medical issues connected to that. But yeah, I've spoken to him a couple of times in the past and I can tell straight away whether he's in good form or whether he's not in good form. You know, whether he's in pain or anything like that. So, and it's terrible. You know, it's terrible living so far away. It's not. You know, he's down in Leeds and we're up here in Scotland, and it's, you know, I can drive down there in a few hours, you know, if needs be, but it kind of it's one of those things you do kind of feel like you're letting somebody down when you're not just round the corner. You know, you can't just pop in, sort of thing. But like I say, I phone him on a regular basis now, so and we don't have a lot to say between us. We're both not great chatters, I must admit. Although I seem to be doing quite a good job chatting here away to you lot. So, but yeah, we usually the length of our conversation is usually about 2 or 3 minutes long, and that's all I need to know that he's okay. So. And I know he does appreciate the little phone calls and the visits that we make down there, up and down there to Leeds when we're visiting him and visiting the rest of the family. So yeah, we do have our little drinking sessions when we're down there. Although we were supposed to be going down in May this year, but it doesn't look like we're going to be going down for quite some time now, which I'm sure he'll be probably annoyed about. But I mean the pub's closed anyway, so we can't go for a drink. But there you go. Are you all still there? Are you listening to me ramble on? Everybody seems to have gone deathly quiet now. Oh well, thank you, Daisy. Yeah, and yeah, I think we should all direct our love and thoughts to Fluffy Smudge there, whose son has recently had COVID-19 and is now back home and is just dealing with some pneumonia at the moment. So yeah, like I say, lots of love coming out from us here in Scotland and everybody else is all around the world. Dermot Forte, his mum lived 5 days after finding out she had bowel cancer. It's awful, isn't it, Dermot? It really is absolutely awful. Like I say, my dad's was caught literally just on the cusp of it literally taking his life. And yeah, no, it's terrible, Dermot. And my heart goes out to you. It really does. My dad's, you know what my dad's, he's a stubborn old bugger. Is my dad, to put it bluntly, because he had the cancer and he never told us until it was about a year later that he told us that he'd had it. And do you know, I could have bloody wrung his neck. I really could. But he doesn't like fuss, doesn't my dad? Anything health wise, he doesn't want anybody fussing over him, and it's a terrible thing. But like I say, he's a cantankerous old bugger. But we do have a laugh when we get together, I must admit. We try and outdrink each other, and it never ends well for either of us. Oh, there she is. There's Megan, look. Oh, Megan, no, I was only like the stream went live about 5 minutes before 9 p.m. here in the UK, so we're on standard time here, Megan. It's you must have got up late today. You must have slept in. We were talking about you earlier, wondering where you were. Oh no, he's fine, Megan. He's fine. I'm just saying to everybody that my dad's a stubborn old bugger, and he had bowel cancer a couple of years ago, and he doesn't like fuss, so he never told anybody. Well, he never told me basically, and he kind of went through it on his own. Awkward bugger that he is, but there you go. Megan, you're doing yoga. You're not doing yoga while watching me, are you? that would be a strange one for me. Oh dear. Oh, you were doing yoga. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, excuse me. Oh, dearie me. Well, this pint's going down very easy, I must say. I might have another one once I've signed off from you guys. I might treat myself to another one from the bar. Yeah, yeah. Dermot says the clocks have gone forward. That's why Megan's late. All right. Okay. You've just finished doing your yoga. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Oh, I hope they've all found the emojis now. Look. So yeah, like I was saying, videos wise, it's like I say, it's all just going to be very basic walking around stuff and just anything that I can reach on a walk here in Helensburgh. There's no point. Well, I'm listening to what I'm being told regarding travelling. I'm just not going out in the car unless it's for essential items like prescriptions or anything like that for Pam. But I think they're actually due to be starting being delivered to us so that we don't have to leave the house as well. So, like I was saying earlier, that Pam's received a letter now, which means she has to be isolated for 12 weeks as of the 1st of April. So, yeah, local it's the local shop for local people. There's nothing for you here. Yeah, it is beautiful here, Megan. I must admit, I do find it most relaxing. Um, Up and down the beach is lovely. Through the woods, up the hills at the back of us there is it's great, and it's fantastic to be able uh, to kind of lose your thoughts basically, and just wonder at everything that's around you, the nature and the beauty, and the birds singing and trickling stream, the water trickling down the burn, and all that is great to just be able to shut off everything around you and just take that in. It's absolutely fantastic. So, and Rivera, it's 4:45 p.m. here in Jersey. I'm eating a sandwich and drinking Gatorade, no alcohol, not my choice. Or don't all start chatting in emojis because I have no idea how that works. I'm far too old for that emoji chat. And the other thing that I've been doing in my spare time is just playing some computer games, basically. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Loving every second of it and getting better as I go along. So yeah. And for those coming in, I'm planning on doing some little arty things with some live some driftwood. So I just read the word live in my head, read it, and Fluffy Smudge's post there, um, who says I've been watching Chris Packham. He's live every morning on Facebook, and it's like spring watch. Yeah, so I've got a little plan for some arty driftwood pieces that I'm going to be putting together, knocking up, becoming the artist, and yeah, stay tuned for that one. It'll be interesting. Megs, somebody else, Tracy was saying earlier, had I experienced the warm weather today? And yeah, I was out there this afternoon for a couple of hours. I was cleaning the car seats, and yeah, it was lovely and mild today. Actually, very warm. I was out in my shorts and my t-shirt, and yeah, not too bad at all. Breezy when I was out on the last walk. When I got the when I was beachcombing there in the last video, it was quite breezy there, but it was still very mild. I was only wearing a sweatshirt that day, and it was more than pleasant and tolerable. So yeah. How's your lockdown going in Australia, Megan? Mm. Oh, John Smith. Fluffy Smudge. Dave, you'll have to send me a link to your channel. I'm sure I've seen it before, but send me another link to your channel. Or feel free to post it in the chat if you want to. Yeah, Megan, like I say, Pam, we got a letter for Pam saying that she has to isolate now for 12 weeks. She has to stay indoors for 12 weeks, which is pushing us into the summer, really. I'm hoping and praying that it's over by then, but I'm not. If I'm being honest, I'm not that hopeful of it being over by then. But we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it is what it is. You're in Brisbane. It's been quite hot for autumn. 33 to 34 degrees. Oh my God. That's just. Oh, I'd be like that. More John Smith. Oh dear. We think it's hot here when we get 26 degrees. And it's roasting hot at 26 degrees. 33 and 34 is insane. But then again, it's horses for courses. It's what you get used to, really, isn't it? Cooler than the 50 that you got in the summer. Oh my God. Do you know, I've experienced 50 degrees once, and it was when we went on a holiday to Mallorca, I think it was, and that'll have been about 16, 17, no, probably longer than that, nearly 20 years ago. And it was 50 degrees that we had a thermometer. We measured 50 degrees in the shade, and it was insanely hot. No, you see, Dave, I like snow as well, but I'd take a good sunny, a good warm sunny day over a snowy day. Yeah, Meg's subtropical. Yeah, I can imagine it is. I just love being out there. I get my sun cream on, and then I can stand out in the sun for a couple of hours. Up and down the beach with my metal detector. Love it. Bit of cool breeze blowing on you. Oof. Although, like I say, I've said before, Megan, the pictures that you sent me of that beach there, I would just be stripping off and getting in that sea quite happily, just having a float about. Yeah, Steve, I don't think any of us are a fan of the wind and the rain. Mind you, the only time I appreciate it is when we're not in a lockdown and the pub's open, and if I have to go into Helensburgh and it starts raining, I can just nip into the pub and have a quick pint while the rain stops. uh, well, I'll tell you, Megan. Officially, it started 12 days ago. We're 12 days into it now. So on Tuesday, that's 2 weeks. We'll be into what they're calling a lockdown. Um, I don't think there's any official end in sight. I think it's day by day basically, and I think there's a lot of days left yet. And like I say, the letter that Pam got says that she has to stay indoors for 12 weeks. That's because she's on the at-risk register basically. She's a health risk. Dave says, not keen on rain or wind. Don't like the sun, although if it's sunny and snow, that's cool. Uh, I must admit, my daughter, she loves the snow. She loves swimming in the River Clyde there in the estuary, and that's freeze. She jumped in it at on New Year's Day. They have a thing where you jump in the loch just at the at the marina at the yacht club there. So yeah, I was thinking I might do it myself next year. Oh, wait and see. But my daughter, she's always loved the cold, and cold water's never bothered her. She used to swim in the sea in when we lived in Northern Ireland. We used to go to the sea up at the coast at Antrim there, and she used to swim in the sea there until she was blue, and she never complained. She loved it every second of it. Yeah, look at us all being British talking about the weather. Yeah, the water is freezing there on New Year's Day. It is bitterly cold, but she did it and she loved every second of it. So, like I say, I'm thinking of doing it myself next year. So like I say, we'll have to wait and see. Steve, I thought you'd have seen a bit more snow than we have down here when you're up Inverness way, I think, aren't you? Yeah, I tell you, Megs, my daughter, we've literally been out to the pub one afternoon last summer. Myself, Pam, and Shauna, my daughter. We went for a couple of drinks and nothing serious, just a drink in the sunshine. That's it. And she literally wanted to go in the sea on as we were walking along the front to come home. She wanted to go in the sea, so she just took her shoes off and walked into the sea fully clothed, and that that was her. She was quite happy swimming along. Well, it's gone really quick, but that's us just over an hour now. So I think I'm going to love and leave you, lovely boys and girls, to get on with your days or your nights or your afternoons, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, thank you everybody for coming along again. It's most appreciated. Oh, I know, Megan. I know. You've only just got here as well, but it's just coming up to 10 p.m. here now. I don't know. Well, what does anybody think if I start the stream an hour earlier on a Sunday, or should I maybe do an extra stream? in the middle of the week. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, good night, Dave, and like I say, all the best to your son there. Oh Jesus! Yeah, okay, so that's not good for you, is it, Megan? I would have to be I'd have to be streaming. What's that? Another 3 hours, about 1 a.m., which will be about 10 a.m. for you. Oh God! Oh dear. 2 a week. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do Sunday and I'll do Wednesday. How's that for you? Yeah, no, absolutely true, Megan. Yeah, nobody's going anywhere, are they really? Well, I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you what. The Wednesday one I'll start at 8 p.m. How's that? So I'll start at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, and we'll do 9 p.m. on a Sunday. We'll keep the Sunday to 9 p.m. Jeez, Megan, awake at 4 a.m. Crikey, you're keen. Okay, well that's it then. Wednesday stream will be 8 p.m. Sunday stream 9 p.m. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. I understand that everybody can't be there all the time, so but I will sign off and I will say stay safe, everyone, and yeah, there's not a lot more I can say to that. Stay safe, stay home. Um, Try and keep yourselves entertained. If you need entertaining, give me a shout, and we'll entertain each other. All right. Well, I'll see you all very soon. All right. Bye for now.